big full circle. But because I've got these twin boys, when and they've got the big, beautiful, glorious afros. When my husband's out with them, people are just amazed and they're like, oh my gosh, these kids are so cute. And they love my kids. And they do they want to touch it, but more for them if they touch it, because that's a lot of coconut oil and stuff they're going to get on their hands.
Yeah.
When they'll literally be like, you're beautiful, you're cute, and they'll love on my kids. And it's so sad because when I go to, of course, my family love my kids, but when I meet, let's say, other Black people from my culture, and they'll see my kids, they'll be like, that's a shame, they ain't got the silky hair. So it's so strange that I've got, exactly, so it's so strange that I've got Japanese people loving. And again, I'm not saying they're perfect. I want to be very clear. I'm not under any illusion that they're perfect, but they'll be saying all these praise about my kids and, oh, they're cute and the hair is amazing. And remember, I told you it was an Asian friend who taught me the word. Obviously, I knew the word glorious, but in conjunction with my kids, she was the one who was like, the hair is glorious. And I was like, easy, Tiger, with the big words. You know? And she said it like, glorious. And then you go to, when I'm in the UK, they're like, oh man, you got to have something for that hair. Like, obviously I look after my kids' hair, smell my kids' hair, it smells beautiful, gorgeous. But when I go to the UK, no one's like, your kid's hair smells divine. They're like, they're mixed. You know, it's
that's a shame, because it kind of speaks to the fact that, like, in the UK or anywhere in the Western world, like, especially if, you know, Black people's hair is such a commodity, that there's this culture of people who want to emulate what they think is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? What they think is beautiful. And if it's straight hair, they're like, oh, I wish my kid had straight hair. Versus, like, if you go to Japan, straight hair is a commodity. Right? And then when you see something that's different, you're like, this is exotic. This is something that's beautiful because it's different. So you were able to experience it from that lens. And I think that's fascinating. And I thoroughly appreciate the fact that you were able to, like, remember and articulate, like, a lot of these experiences, because I think a lot of people don't understand the difference of how they're treated could be a reflection of their environment, not necessarily a reflection of who they are. You know what I mean? And your story and the amount of things that you've gone through and experienced is a big reflection of that. And I thank you for that. I thank you for that.
I thank you, darling. Yeah, and I'm a hypocrite in myself, because I like my hair straight, or I like my hair like this. And I'm in Japan, so I do many, many different styles. I've had my hair all different colors and everything. But at the end of the day, to hear someone say that Afro hair is not beautiful. Yeah. And again, I say that super hypocritically, because look at me now.
Yeah.
But just to hear someone say that about your own children, it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing, you know. It's a weird thing.
Did that have an emotional impact on you?
Just made me want to protect them. And the afros just get bigger and bigger each day.
Yeah.
You know, but I'd gone through the brainwashing, because at 7, I think I'd say about 7, 8, I got my hair relaxed. And I know everyone's like, I'm mixed with Indian. You know, it's like the thing, like, to say that they're mixed with someone. But my mum's dad was indigenous to the Caribbean. I think they say called Arawak, you know, and he was indigenous. Like, it was what it was. Like, it's not like in the UK we say beg, like, I want to beg that I've got indigenous. He was. So my mum, when I emulate anyone, I emulate my mum, because when I grew up, my mum always had this gorgeous hair that was just like, I can't explain it, like a Supreme, like, you know, the Supremes. So anytime I have a look, I want to emulate my mother. And I like that style. So for me, I find it difficult when I hear people of my own culture just want the kid to be lighter or want the hair to be straighter. And it's a child. If you're a big woman, do what you want. Like, you know what I mean? But when they're children, it just seems sad that that people want them to be kind of like pedigrees.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say to me, oh, I want a Blasian baby. And this is where it gets tricky and scary, because they don't want a kid that looks like my kid. Or there's a basketball player called Rui Hachimura. He's got a beautiful ebony skin. They don't want someone like that. They want someone who's light skin and silky hair. Yeah. So what happens to that child when that child doesn't come out like that? But you've had a mum and a dad who expect that.
Oh,
that's where it gets scary. And I know, again, and not everyone, I've met some fabulous Japanese women. It's funny because you meet the most conservative Japanese women, but they've got a black guy, and it's like they look so prim and proper, and they've got like a black husband.
In Japan?
It's just like, in Japan, because there's a lot of air forces here.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of air bases, and there's a lot of men from different countries in Africa that have come over, and, you know, gift of the gab, you know, the men. Slip through it. And but it's just very funny because you meet this guy who's like so like prim and proper, and then the guy is just like so cool. But anyway, so I've met some women out here who are just on point, like Japanese mums. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you mix Japanese and black, the kids just normally come out looking black. They don't necessarily come out looking mixed.
It's about which has the strongest gene.
I think
the strongest
so.
Gene will dominate the embryo.
It really dominates to the point where you wouldn't even know that their mum is mixed. So sometimes I go on auditions with the boys and I see these gorgeous dark-skinned girls, and then you see the mum, and even for me, even though I've got mixed kids, I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting, because they might not necessarily have a mixed look. That's what I'm trying to convey. They just like look like regular, you know, black kids. And but I've heard stories of, like, I've met some amazing mums who've gone so far. They've trained how to do what we call cane row or corn row, what you guys would say.
Okay.
They've trained how to do that. They've trained how to do the plaits. They're on point. And you've got other mums where I've heard stories of where they'll shave the kids' hair, not for cultural ceremonial reasons, but because they want it to grow back straight.
Wow.
And I'll put a little bit of something in the lotion to try to make the kids a little bit lighter.
Where are they doing? Where are they doing this at? Where are they doing this?
In Japan. But not everyone, like I said, not everyone. But some mums, because they weren't expecting this gloriously dark baby. They might have expected, like,
I like how you're normalizing the word glorious. I like it.
I know, I'm a bit obsessed with that word. But they might have expected like a Mariah Carey, or, you know, like, I don't know what to say, but they were expecting, like, you know, but they might not have been expecting.
I got you. Let's okay, because we're running short on time here. And as I said before, the amount of stories that you shared on this show, I'm thoroughly thankful and grateful for the amount that you shared. You're very candid and you're a great person to interview. I mean that sincerely.
Okay, thank you, my darling.
Yeah. And I'm flabbergasted by the amount of, like, nuances that come with someone that had your experience, especially given, you know, how much experience you had in so many other places, including where you're at now as a Japanese. I would consider you a Japanese woman in the sense of that's your current nationality, in a sense, right? Because, like, that's the culture.